Hello everyone! Welcome back to another stream of Little Busters, the Little Busters. Hope everyone's well. I think today I'm gonna read for 2 hours today, and not the usual 3, just because I gotta go somewhere after this. So that's what's gonna happen. Let's get started. Give me 2 seconds. I am good to go. You seem to have a backbone. Alright, kid. You get to it and clean my room. That's exactly why I'm here. But I'm feeling that I feel myself lose motivation being ordered around like that. Huh. I can't believe today's youth show no respect for the elderly. Okay, I think all is good with the mic stuff. Cool. It's just that some old men are too bossy. Who's an old man? No matter how I look at it, you are. Oh, you tell him, Ricky. I'll always be a teenager in my heart. Uh-huh, but I don't need to show any particular respect to you, do I? No, you have to respect me! You are the selfish one. No, I'm a nice middle-aged guy. Alright, whatever. Picked up some paper trash, littered around, and put it into the dustbin. You're not, kid. Thank you, but you're odder than me, Kojiro-san. I like you, kid. Okay, let me give you a hand. You stood up and began collecting trash off the floor. You're pretty energetic, old man. Who's an old man? I meant Kojiro-san. I covered my ears as I answered. My strength has far diminished from what it used to be, though. I once made a trip to the Tsugaru Strait on foot. Connects Sea of Japan to the Pacific Ocean. World's longest underwater tunnel. Ooh. It's a fond memory how I traveled all over the Tohoku district by myself. You're like Matsuo Basho, a Japanese poet. That's cool. The years that come and go are travelers of eternity. Life is but a fleeting dream. At the end of the journey awaits loneliness. Uh-huh. It's a famous poem. You should praise it. I'm not really familiar with that kind of thing. You're still too young to appreciate such things, huh? He somehow looks a little lonely. Having finished the cleaning, he returned to the bed. My room is uncomfortable now. Really? I think it looks much more comfortable. Something like this will go back to the way it was in a week. Okay, kid, you come clean again, if I feel like it. Yeah. Loneliness. I recall the poem he just told me. In the end, he must be lonely as well. I bowed my head and left the room. Heave hoy! Just as I opened the door, I found Komari-san trotting down with a pile of cardboard boxes in her arms. Had she taken up some extra work on her own again? Komari-san! Riki-kun! Need a hand? No thanks, I can handle this much. As she entered, a small box fell down. Oh, I dropped one. She bent down to pick it up. Yet again, other small boxes toppled down to the floor. Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, hold on. She was so pitiful, it was wrenching my heart. I picked up the small boxes and set them on top of the bigger cardboard box she was holding. Ow, thank you, Riki-kun. She bowed her head, and boxes fell down. Ow! Allow me to help you. Thank you, Riki-kun. 2 of us picked up the boxes scattered around us. Alright, guess that was all of them. Thank you very much, Riki-kun. She bowed her head. By the way, you came out of this room, didn't you? Yeah, there's an amazing old man in there. Fue, he let you in? Yeah. You must be in a good mood today. I wonder if he'll let me in too. No, I think it might be best if you didn't try. Riki-kun, don't be afraid of taking the first step. Alright, I'll do my best. She opened the door cheerfully. Hell! Well, do you want? Sheesh. Yeah! Hey, Robux. How you doing? What in the what TV hamster? That's what I say. How you doing today, Robux? What's up? How you doing? She bolted away like a rabbit. Hey now, what are you doing? Didn't you see? I intimidated her and drove her off. I feel so sorry for her. Good, anywho, bye. Ouch. See you soon. I can't stand women and children. He's far out there. Oh, Shior. He raised up his little finger. No, she's not. Still, what you just did to her was terrible. Komari-san is such a good girl. He got a serious look on his face. What's up? Komari, is that her name? Yes. My wife, who passed away years ago, was also named Komari. Loneliness. What he just said somehow made me realize the full weight of the word. Kid, I don't know your name yet. It's a good opportunity. Let me hear it. Riki Naoi. I see. That's hard to pronounce. He came out with an evaluation to which I could only shrug. Mine is Kojiro Kamakita. For a moment, I felt like all thought had stopped and I was isolated from the world around. Kamakita. Kid? Yes? Don't you get her close to me. Why not? I'm sure she wants to talk to you. She's really nice and won't make you feel bad or be obnoxious. That just makes things so much worse. You're not making any sense. Anyway, just don't do it. I do not wish to get involved with her. Kojiro-san, what kind of relationship is there between you and her? No relation at all. Are you sure? But you and she have the same... Kid, stop being nosy. Okay. Okay. I was so scared. We resumed carrying the boxes. He said he doesn't mind. He doesn't like women and children. I don't understand. I really love them. There's nothing out there you don't like, is there? Fue? Yes, there is. I hate stoneflies. Well, I suppose that much is to be expected. I wonder why he doesn't like them. No clue. But today was no good, but I'm sure I can talk to him next time. She nodded to herself. In my opinion, Fue, you might do better to forget about him. The two share the same last name. In other words, family name. I remembered what she had said. I don't think there are many people that have this family name Kamakita. I can't believe there's no relationship between them. But I don't think that hard-headed old man will tell me the truth. If he's one of her relatives, I might learn something about her brother. You're amazing, though. Her words broke into my thought process. I came over here many times, but I have not managed to meet him even once. But Saruki-kun is amazing. I don't think so. It's just that he's happened to take a liking to me. In the first place, I was just doing what she told me to. So if anyone's great here, it's Komari-san. This blundering penguin who made fun of everyone else all the time. Nevertheless, she's always unafraid of making mistakes and giving it anything a try. That's great in and of itself. I'm gonna do my best with the next task. Let me help you. I spent almost the rest of the day helping her out with light work. We've got a lot. We were now on the way back to the school, and Komari-san was holding 3 paper bags with both hands. The bags were filled with candy that the older people gave her. Riki-kun, here's some for you too. Thanks, Masato will be delighted to get a present. She handed me one of the bags. I wonder, is this how she always replenishes her stock of sweets? Sneaky. I was spending lunchtime with Komari-san on the roof as usual. However, why don't we go see shooting stars? What? She made a startling proposal out of the blue. I had no clue what she was talking about. I mean, a meteor shower. Actually, it's not all that big. But it's almost here, so I want to see it. Uh-huh. Thinking about it, I saw news about meteor showers on TV a few times every year. Although I suppose they might be interesting to watch, I've never seen them in person. More like, I don't think I've ever seen a shooting star in my entire life. Where could it be seen? Well, she pondered. Right here. I looked at where she was pointing. Huh? And I found the concrete ground of the roof. And now, look up! She turned her finger to point upward. I saw a blue sky devoid of any clouds. The sky's beautiful. Okay, so there you have it. You mean here on the roof? That's right. She yet again pointed downward. You know, the place is higher, and there's nothing around here blocking the sky. We should be able to get a great view. Yeah, that would be true, but in the first place, I shouldn't be surprised by her abrupt offer, since she's always doing this sort of thing. I got us some black coffee too. They say the meteor shower is going to go on until the next morning. We'll have to get black coffee too so we can stay awake. I guess we won't need coats since it'll be getting very warm already, but cushions could be nice. She already starting preparations for the event inside her head. The switch had been flipped, but our meteor shower was something that great? Well, some are, some aren't. Somehow I'm feeling uneasy. I think this one's gonna be alright. How so? Well, something's telling me. I see. Yep, it's gonna be awesome. Trust me. Where were her confidence stemming from? I couldn't help but worry. It's probably gonna be fun though. I got that feeling. Clouds are the worst enemy. Hope the weather will be good. Me too. This would be the first time that I had ever cared about the weather at midnight. After school, I went straight to the library to do research on the meteor shower Komari-san had mentioned. There was a small number of students in there studying for the upcoming exam. The exam, in fact, was optional. You didn't have to take it unless you wanted to find out how much you had improved. I would pass it. I would pass on doing it. Anyway, that was none of my business since I wasn't going to take it. I looked for books. Even though I checked as many books as I could find, I couldn't find exactly what I wanted to know. Which meteor shower was she talking about? Timing-wise, I guess the June Herdsman meteor shower would be the one. But according to the books, it was only observed once in 1927. There's no other possible ones, though. Could Komari-san have been mistaken? Well, before doubting her, I should do some more research. How should I continue? I forgot to do the thing, and my stream was open, and this stream was open. Good for me. Give me a second, guys. Bookmark and list, bookmark manager, under bookmarks. Komari-san. I guess it doesn't matter because the next option is fix her clothes, ask her about the details and face reality head on. So I guess it doesn't matter. Keep looking for books, use the intern and ent. Okay, I'll check the web. There were several computers with internet connection in the library. Typed in some keywords and pressed enter. No results. Seriously? Never imagined this would happen. Recall the meteor shower had an alias. I typed in Hans Ringneck Meteor Shower. Lots of hits. I clicked on each of the links from the top. What I found on those sites was almost the same as what I'd learned from the books. Oh! It was unexpectedly observed in 1998. Maybe this is it then? According to that article, the meteor shower was still active. However, it became so weak now that you could hardly notice it with the naked eye, unless you were very lucky. Actually, someone reported that they observed it without a telescope in 2004. Ha! You needed good luck then. I abridged the article and wrote it down in a notebook. I wonder who I should pray to for shooting stars. What an absurd question to have. Lunchtime. I think we need to talk about the meteor shower. She glanced up at me, munching on a rice cracker. You haven't told me when to go watch it, have you? Oh, haven't I? I don't think so. It's tonight! It was totally sudden. Is the meteor shower at its peak tonight? Riki-kun, you mustn't put off tomorrow what you can do today. You're missing out on wonderful things while you're hesitating. It was yesterday that we decided to do that, though. Didn't actually mind much that it was tonight, since we don't need much preparation. But are you sure it's here now? Yep, I am. What if the guard caught us on the way up here? Wait a minute. Students weren't allowed up here in the first place. I'd completely forgotten that and had been frequenting here with no sense of guilt. I'm an accomplice, aren't I? Right. She gave me an unnecessarily delighted smile. We decided to meet up at the school gate at 10. Late in the evening, our room. I checked the time. It was a good time to leave. I packed snacks I had stored in our room into a bag. Hey, I'm going out. I spoke to Masato, who was doing sit-ups. Bah. What was that? I know it's night now, by the way. What? Are you still going out even though you know that? Just finished training and wanted to chat with you. What the heck should I do now? Keep training. Phew, you saved my butt. I'll do that. So what's your plan? I'm gonna go stargazing. Stargazing? Stargazing! You can see a lot of shooting stars tonight. You're an unexpected romantic, aren't you? Not interested? Not at all. I kinda knew it. Hey, did you know the motif of the constellation Hercules is a huge muscled guy? I want to see that. No, I want to be that. Damn it, I'm so jealous of the guy. He quickly tuned in on the word muscle. Alright, I'm gonna be a star of muscle. He made a passionate declaration. That said, I'm going back to training. Leaving the door unlocked. You be careful not to get caught on your way back. Okay. Left the room with the wave. I arrived at the school gate. She wasn't there yet. I took a look at my cell phone and saw that there was still a little time until the meeting up time. Looks like I came here a bit too early. Decided to call her if she didn't show up on time. Something made me turn around to look at the school building. The building veiled in darkness seemed like a different realm altogether from 1 in the morning. Going to school at night really is different. As I was thinking that, clang, cling, clang, I heard sounds coming from around the gate. What was that? It was too dark and too far to see what it was. I went over there. Clang, clang. The same sound again. I spotted somebody in front of the gate. They appeared to be trying to climb over the gate to enter the school property. Ah! They noticed me. Well, I'm really no one suspicious. I'm just starving and went out of food and keep up with it. She spewed out the explanation with great impetus. Komari-san? No, I'm not Komari. I'm Komari, but not that Komari. I'm a different Komari. Take it easy, it's me. Riki-kun. Yes. You scared me. I thought you were a guard. I instinctively gave my perfect excuse. There was no excuse at all. Why were you outside of the school grounds? Well, you know. I went and bought snacks. She proudly lifted up a plastic bag to show me. Anyway, come over in here. Yes, I will. She prepared to jump onto the gate again. There! Her knee got stuck between the gate bars. Shock! I'm in trouble. I can't go back. Uh-huh. I found myself letting out a sigh. I think I need some kind of a foothold. What should I do? Really should plan ahead every once in a while. I gave her an honest piece of advice. Man, I thought I could make it. What a shallow thought. With my help, she managed to get over the gate. Whew, finally! We made a lot of noise. Seems like no one had heard it, though. Well, I'm so late. Riki-kun, I'm sorry. Never mind that, and please turn your voice down. She was pretty inept in acting covertly. We snuck into the building through a window of the second art classroom. I had no security system. Komari-san had found the route. This is way more thrilling than I expected. Even if we were caught, we should be able to make reasonable excuses, given that we were students of the school. I realized I was growing more brazen. We have to keep the guard from finding us. Let's go with no light. Okay. Riki-kun, this way! Pulling me by the hand, she was making her way up toward the roof. Our light sources were exit signs and the moonlight leaking in through the windows. We made careful headway when there was neither of them. I'd been too excited to be afraid during the trial of courage, but pretty tense this time. Not like I believed in ghosts or anything like that. I couldn't help but feel frightened. What existed in darkness? Fear itself. Komari-san, aren't you scared? I asked her as she was leading me by the hand. Wait? Yeah, I'm scared too. That's why I'm doing this. She raised the hand she was using to hold mine. By holding hands, she was trying to choke back her fear. Being with somebody else made you braver. Decided to walk abreast of her. When we finished climbing up the stairs, we saw a green light through the piled desks and chairs. We're finally here! She heaved a sigh of relief. She must have been more frightened than I had imagined. Let me open up the window. Sure! We opened the window and we made our way outside. Is it gonna look nice and stuff? We looked up to the sky. There were only thin clouds drifting in the distance. Thank God, nice weather. I told you there would be no problem. She was all smiles. Oh, that's pretty amazing. Saying so, she walked up to the railing. Riki-kun, Riki-kun. Yeah? Take a look. I stood next to her and saw what she was seeing. It looks as if there are two starry skies. Above us shone the innumerable stars of a night sky, and below us the countless lights of the city. Both looked like a sea of stars. It's amazing. Don't you like this place even more now? I do. It might not be such a big deal to other people, but at least to me it was more beautiful seen than Wait, it was the most beautiful scene I had ever seen. You know what? Fue? You are great. No, I'm just ordinary. What's great is this view. And it's just that I'm a bit better at finding this sort of thing than you. I believe anybody can do something like this. I doubt it. I'm sure of it. Hey, why don't we go up there? Okay. We climbed up to the water tank, which we were very familiar with. Come to think of it, I'd never been up there. She raised her foot onto the ladder. Me neither, and I was curious what it was like up there. Hey, Komari-san. Yeah? I think you should go after me. Yeah! She grabbed her skirt with both hands, and she lost her balance. Oh, supported her back. Are you okay? Yeah. I'm worried that you'll get seriously injured someday. You have to be more careful. Oh, I'm sorry, Riki-kun. I sighed. Like this. We got up to the top of the tank. Wow, it feels so high up here. And also pretty dangerous since there was no bar or anything. There's no prettier place. Well, you could say that. Both sat down and waited for shooting stars to appear. By the way, no shiro flavor potato chips were sold out. You only have light salty ones now. Either is fine to me. Let's help ourselves to them then. I got some black coffee too. She took out 2 cans of coffee. I'll pay for them. No, you don't have to. Somebody gave me these earlier. Really? We opened the cans and drank. Very bitter, isn't it? She didn't answer. Komari-san? I looked at her. The bitterness of the coffee was written plainly on her face. You don't have to force yourself to drink it. I decided to drink it up. It should keep me from getting sleepy. She gave it another try. She put in effort in the most useless places. I brought some chocolate. That should lighten the bitterness, I guess. Thank you! I handed her an almond chocolate. Yummy! She happily gobbled it up, and then drank the coffee again. I'll finish yours too. I can't believe there are people who like bitterness. Actually, I don't really like it either. I think the question is whether or not you get used to it. And I assume you're always eating sweet things. No, I eat some salty things too. Such as, well, potato chips, rice crackers, and Happy Turn. Seemed like it was all snacks either way. For perhaps an hour we enjoyed eating, watching the sky. Still no shooting stars. Right. Recalled that we needed luck to see them. Come to think of it, I'm not particularly lucky. That meant I had to count on Komari-san's fortunes. But I got the feeling she was in the same boat as I. So are you supposed to pray to when you want to see shooting stars? She murmured ponderously. Puh. I couldn't help but laugh. Did I say something funny? Yeah, you did. It was funny because I was thinking the same thing. Fue? I also wondered who one was supposed to ask for shooting stars. That's kind of funny. We both laughed. Thought I might have come up to be what is called an ordinary person. No one's ordinary here. I still hadn't seen any shooting stars this entire time. It was nodding off. Komari-san? As I spoke aloud, her head bolted up. I wasn't sleeping. Well, if I had left her alone here, she would have slept until morning. Was there no choice but to drink more black coffee? Actually, black coffee doesn't completely erase your sleepiness. Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, let's talk instead then. That'd be better than just staring up at the sky. That's right, let's get started. Without rest, she hopped from one subject to another. Much of them were about the Little Busters members. Yui-chan was way cool at that time, wasn't she? Don't call me Yui-chan. I felt like I could hear Kuragaya-san say that from nowhere. We sure had a lot of fun. I'm sure we were going to have a lot more. She smiled happily when she spoke. If you find fun being with others, it's probably because they'll make you happy, and you make them happy in return. That's a nice picture. Happiness begets happiness like that. True. I wonder if you understand me, Riki-kun. I hope you do, and let me be a part of your happiness. Then I have to make you happy too. You already have. She sounded surprised as she answered. If you hadn't invited me to the team, I might not have become friends with them. You're my star, she declared with a smile. Suppose that she might be looking at things the same way as the penguin in that picture book. Oh! She suddenly raised her voice in an exclamation. I just saw it! A shooting star! What, really? It was too sudden. They really do appear and disappear in the blink of an eye. I bet nobody can say their wish 3 times before one shooting star goes away. Gee, and I missed it. Alright? Yeah, alright. I'm glad you do understand me. You smiled with a hint of embarrassment. Riki-kun, what's your wish? Let's see. I could look at things like she did. Probably be able to spend the rest of my life in happiness. I wish for your happiness. Wow, what a coincidence. That's exactly the same as mine. I wish for my happiness too. I mean your happiness. Crap. Oh my god, what should I do? What should I do? I didn't understand why she was suddenly so bashful. By the way, I think you're really good at finding such things. Fue? What things? All kinds of things. On the contrary, I'm terrible at it. I told you, I'm just ordinary. Now I have another wish. What is it? She put her finger on my temple. I closed my eyes in surprise. May your eyes be able to see things better, even if just a little. This tune. The feelsy tune. Her murmured words were somehow sad. That reminded me of how she had been gazing up to the sky disconsolate the other day. She withdrew her finger. You know what? She opened her mouth. Yeah? The origins of a number of fairy tales are very sad and cruel, but their endings have been changed into happy ones. Yeah, I've heard the origin of Little Red Riding Hood is pretty grim. Right? Do you know a dog of Flanders? Yes. There's a movie adapted from the story. That's fantastic. Nothing sorrowful happens and everybody admires Nello's talent in drawing. Not only that, his father suddenly shows up and Nello and Patricia live happily ever after. Sounds like it's a completely different story. Yeah, my father laughed when he saw the movie, but I like it very much, because it meant there was somebody who wanted to help the sad story. That's why I like it so very much. I see. Thinking about it like that makes the movie sound pretty nice. Don't expect anything that amazing, it's just my opinion. Hence, it's nothing special. You know, there are people I like, and I like it best when they are smiling. So I want those people to keep smiling, and I think that's what anybody wants, so it's nothing special. I see. That brought back to the story of her brother, she had told me. Sad stories never suited her. I didn't yet know how the story had ended, though, although I hoped it had a happy ending. Hey, I yelled out. A ray of light shot across the sky, and then it was gone quickly. That was a shooting star? So you saw one too! I'm happy! It was really quick, but beautiful. I'm glad to hear that, because I'm the one who invited you here. Actually, that was the first time I'd ever seen one. Impressive. You can see much more beautiful meteor showers in winter, but you have to put up with the cold. Sounds tough. When the time comes, I'd like to go see the stars with you again. Me too. And we're gonna need some hot cocoa, which is not bitter. I really don't like bitterness after all. We're waiting for shooting stars, chatting amiably like that. It was around 2 in the morning. Komari-san was nodding off again, her head bobbing. Komari-san, I poked at her shoulder. Yes! I didn't think she could keep going any further. Let's go back. Okay. After I collected the snack wrappings and put them in a bag, I started getting off of the tank. I felt nervous while Komari-san sleepily clambered down the ladder. Are you okay? She rubbed her eyes. Sure. She was obviously not used to staying up. She shook her head twice and looked up to the sky. Oh! A shooting star! Eh? Of course it was too late. That could have been the last one. We saw 7 of them overall. Damn. I missed 2 of those, the first one and the last. Ah! She gave a sudden shout. I was wrong. Eh? I just saw the 8th one, so it wasn't the last one. She looked disappointed somehow. The more shooting stars, the better, right? That's true. Riki-kun? Yeah? You know the little match girl? Yeah, of course I know. You know when that story takes place? Thought it was winter. Christmas? No, it's a New Year's Eve. Oh, is that so? Probably. I just can't bring myself to like the story. Let's go back to the dorms. She grinned. Sure. The night of stargazing came to an end. Even in bed, I was still thinking about Komari-san's last words. The next day. Fair. As you might expect, I was pretty sleepy. What is it? You look dopey. Yeah, I couldn't sleep enough last night. Why not? I went stargazing. Stargazing? Yeah, Pons Winnick, if I'm not mistaken. Last night? Yes. I recall its maximization was... Ricky, did you see them? Yeah, but just a few. I see. Well, things like this can happen. Huh? Were they beautiful? Yeah. Good. It sounded like there was a deeper meaning. Well, it was just a waste of time to mull over each of his words. Just don't do it. I arrived in the classroom. Morning, Komari-san. Good morning! Wah. She shook her head. She rubbed her eyes. She was already nodding off. And... Wah! She smacked her head on the pencil box on her desk. She looked so sleepy. Not at all. I'm perfectly fine. As I suspected, it looked like she really wasn't good at staying up. Lunchtime on the way to the roof. She seemed to have gone there ahead of me. She looked sleepy all morning, so suspected she would be sleeping again. I knew it. Is that a waffle? She seemed to have slid down from the water tank she had been leaning against, and her belly was now totally exposed. She's so defenseless. Was I supposed to fix her clothes? But it would be troublesome if she woke up right in the middle of me doing that. Probably wouldn't matter if I let her keep sleeping there since it was warm today. Let's fix her clothes. Boop. Wouldn't it be good if she got a sore stomach? Or I was too embarrassed to see her like this. I had to make it without waking her up. I carefully grasped the hem of her shirt. Oh gosh. Oh god. Our eyes met, and of course I was still holding her shirt. What was worse is that her belly was still wholly exposed. Riki-kun, what are you doing? I was just... She was in a panic. You know, it's not a good thing to do this. I mean, there are so many steps we have yet left to take. I'm sorry, can you please let me explain? Explain what? She was utterly upset. You were sleeping with your belly exposed. In other words, I was just trying to cover it. Could it be I got the wrong idea again? Well, I am responsible too, but basically yes. It's so embarrassing getting the wrong idea like this. I'm dying of embarrassment. Uh-huh. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. No, you don't need to apologize. This is all my fault. But I'm the one who gave you the wrong idea. Alright, let me go first. I'm sorry. She bowed her head. And your turn, Riki-kun. Okay, I'm sorry. With that, problem perfectly solved. That was the solution she usually took. What's wrong? I had a feeling I was dreaming, but I forgot what the dream was about. It was probably because the dream wasn't that important in the first place. Maybe you're right, but I feel like it was somewhat important. Dreams. I recall she told me her brother only appeared in her dreams. Let's see. Ask for details of the dream. Give me details. Any chance you can remember something about the dream? I could get a hint from it. Really need you to do that. Okay, I'll give it a shot. She pondered intently. I don't know. Though she was trying so hard, there seemed to be nothing coming to her. Looks like it's a bit too hard. Thanks for trying. You should eat lunch now. I think I'm almost there. It seemed as if she didn't like quitting halfway through something. The next day, she wouldn't stop even after I had finished my lunch. I put in a word to help her. Maybe it's something to do with your brother? Ah! That's right! I knew it. So it was that after all. Same as one as before. Maybe I can't say the same because the scene was different. She started thinking it over. Your brother showed up, right? He did, but he appears at various places. Really? Today he was at a place where there were many white and fluttering things. white and fluttering. Yeah, those are what I remember. Well, the place was a bit similar to here. Oh, I don't remember. A roof-like place with white and fluttering things. I had no idea what that place might be. However, it might be an important clue leading to her brother, but I definitely needed more information. Oh! The bell rang, signaling that there were 5 minutes until the next class. I haven't had my lunch yet! I should have slept after I was done eating. See, she was, how I should say, a peaceful person. We returned to our classroom. Although Komari-san was eating her lunch until the teacher came in, she couldn't finish it. Go! Ah! Komari-san's voice rang out at the same time as her stomach grumbled. Forgot your lunch, Kamakita. Ow! The entire class was giggling. Tee-hee! No one would have even noticed had she kept silent. After school, I was going to look into Komari-san's dreams. Wanted to know what meaning they might have in reality. As of now, Kojiro-san was the only one I could count on to find something about her brother, Takuya Kamakita. Even so, I was still unsure whether he was really connected with the siblings, and above all, I had no reason to think he would give me a helping hand. Even though dreams were uncertain at best and what Komari-san told me was unclear, it was worth an attempt, but I can't interpret dreams of any such thing. Searching seemed the only thing I could do. I thought I might try to ask somebody to teach me about dreams. I don't think this one matters. Yeah, the next one is face reality head-on, and I think asking this doesn't matter, so I guess Kyosuke. Decided to ask Kyosuke. I texted him that I wanted to talk to him, and he replied that he would come over to our room soon. Dreams? Yeah. But you don't dream, do you? Right, but it's not about me. Alright, actually, I'm not so familiar with the subject. Teach me as much as you know. Anything would be a big help. Okay. So what is it you want to know about dreams? Well, the relation between dreams and memories. That sounds like a title for a dissertation. To put it plainly, a dream is made out of random memories you have. Wait, you sometimes have chaotic dreams, don't you? So I don't think every dream can contain only your memories all the time. I mean random memories, that's the case in point. You don't remember everything you have ever heard and seen until now, do you, Ricky? Of course not. However, it's said that you store all kinds of memories somewhere in your brain, even though you can't remember them at all. That is a primitive area located deep inside your brain. Now, don't you think you put something you often use in the front compartment of a drawer, and things you really use in the back? I suppose. The surface of the brain has the role of organizing memories in that fashion. But when it's asleep, that primitive area of the brain releases memories stored disorderly within. That's why people have some utterly chaotic dreams. Do you mean it depends on whether those two areas of the brain are asleep? Yes. Have you ever heard of the terms REM sleep and non-REM sleep? Yes. During REM sleep, only the surface of the brain sleeps. During non-REM sleep, on the other hand, the entire brain sleeps and you don't dream. So the primitive brain is only active part when you're in REM mode. I'm getting confused. Point is, anything can come up in a dream as long as the input exists in the brain. I see. You want to know more? You might wish to consult books. No, I think I learned enough. Thanks. You wish to dream after all, Ricky? Eh? You know, it's perfectly normal to have an interest in the topic. I don't mind that I don't dream. Alright, pardon my silly question. Never mind. I'd obtained enough useful material from him. With those hints, I was going to have a talk with Komari-san. Maybe tomorrow at lunch. The next day, lunchtime. I headed to the roof like any other day. Huh? I could hear people talking. Peeped out of the window. It was Komari-san and Rin up there. Rin? Komari-chan, why are you wearing those stars? Glad to see these two chillin'. Fue? This is, you see, a wishing star. A wishing star? Yes, ever since long ago. I've always been praying to the stars for my wish to come true. They were chatting cheerfully. I didn't know they were getting along that well. I roused a deep emotion somewhere within me. Komari-san was talking to Rin so happily. Komari-san's wish. Could it be one about her brother? She had been worried about him all along. I'd been planning to talk to her about her dreams. However, I was now hesitating to do so. It's a secret, so don't tell anybody else. I see. Alright, it's a promise. I thought I should try not to I should not interrupt them nor keep eavesdropping. I left the place. When I reached the lower hallway, I ran across Kyosuke. What are you doing here? Nothing really. Komari-san is with Rin right now. I see. He smiled a little happily. Rin's so popular recently. How so? She spends time every lunch hour with a different girl from the team. Really? That was hard to believe, because she had always insisted on staying with us childhood friends. Hey, Meister Popcorn! How you doing today? It's good to see ya. But it was truly good to know that she was getting along with people other than us. What? Same goes for you. Masato complains that you're making him lonely. You must be right. So why don't we have lunch with him and Kengo today? Good idea. Kyosuke called them, and the four of us enjoyed lunch together for the first time in a long while. But yeah, how's life treating you today, Meister Popcorn? It's good to see you here. Evening. I was thinking back on what had happened so far, sitting on the windowsill. Memory drawers. I could say at least that Komari-san had certain memories related to her brother or to somebody like him. Wait, but it was also perfectly possible that her memories of some male characters from some fictional story had become parts of these dreams of her brother appearing. What I learned might not help at all. Crap, spilled tea on the bedsheet. Masato explained loudly from the inside of the room. What are you doing, Masato? That was unavoidable. My expander spring snapped when I was training with it. Fortunately, the cut spring hit the PET bottle, but if it hit me instead, that would have been horrible. What's more horrible is that you got enough muscle to break your expander. Woohoo! First of all, you might want to hang that sheet out to dry and use another one. Yeah, thanks. He held out the bed sheet toward me. Why me? Always make me take care of this kind of thing. Do it yourself for once. Don't worry, my muscles are going to take care of everything. I can't imagine how that's possible, but entertain me. Before long, my muscles are going to develop so much, they split into several small Masatos, and then they will be waiting on us hand and foot. An image of a bunch of tiny Masatos cleaning our room and shouting, "Muscles, muscles," flashed through my mind. What an incomprehensible gross fairy tale. Yes. Alright, gotta train. He began doing push-ups. Good luck. Leaning out the window, I hung the sheet on a clothesline. Having pinned it up, I set my foot on the sash bar again. Huh? Something that was white and fluttering. Recalled Komari-san's words. A sheet? A hung-out sheet. A roof. Something white and fluttering on a roof. I had witnessed that scenery, too. A hospital roof. No matter how I think about it, that seems right. I couldn't figure out any other facility where bed sheets might have been hung on the roof, and where Komari-san might have gone many times when she was little. Hey, it's time for dinner. You can go without me. You don't look interested in me recently. Sheesh, I kind of miss the old Ricky. He left the room murmuring to himself. My guess is right. Her brother may be already dead. No. There was the possibility that he was still alive, and there was some reason why he couldn't show himself to Komari-san. Either way, the smell of death lingered in my mind. It might be better if we don't find him. Somehow I couldn't help but think that. Anyway, I shouldn't tell her about this idea. Phew! Yet there wasn't anything certain about him. What she said was right. It might all be real, but it might all be a dream. I know one person who should know what's real and what's not. It came down to having to ask Kojiro-san after all. Never mind the attitude she had displayed the other day. It was certainly suspicious enough. Problem is, I'm pretty sure he won't tell me everything so easily. In the first place, I'd gotten involved in a family matter. That was never a good thing to do. Nevertheless, finding out the truth would be meaningful. If he was alive, then Komari-san could meet him again. But even if he wasn't, I could still hide it from her. No, either choice would be just my self-gratification. In the end, I was determined to go visit Kojiro-san the next day. At least I was certain of what I wanted to do now. Komari-san and I were having lunch on the roof. Another sunny day, right? but it's already the rainy season. We'll have many rainy days from now on. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I kind of get depressed during this time of year. We wouldn't be able to spend lunchtimes here when it rains. I really do dislike when it rains. She sighed heavily. Even if you have things you dislike, or even you have things. Ooh, sure, lots of them. I can't eat boiled grasshoppers. Seemed like I had been biased toward her. Just like she always said, she was just an ordinary girl, except that she was the owner of eyes that could see things better than others. Well, too bad we won't be able to have lunch up here. Indeed, and we can't have these chats either. I'm gonna miss it. Me too. Wow, awesome. You're thinking what I'm thinking again. What should I do? What should I do? Her cheeks turned red in embarrassment as she spoke. Her way of thinking was too weird to follow sometimes. Anyways, try some sweet potato pie. Thanks. She split the pie in two and gave me one of the halves. Yummy? Yeah, it's great. She also appeared happy with her pie. A smile really did suit her best. By the way, can we talk about the dream again? What dream? The one about something white and fluttery. I'm not quite sure if I actually saw such a dream or not. You don't remember? It's a bit hard to remember dreams for long. But you remember dreaming of your brother, don't you? Yes, I think it's because I remind myself of him over and over after I wake up. Want to meet him? Sure. It's lonely that he might actually exist, yet I can't even meet him. But I have no idea how to find him. I see. I couldn't tell her that he might be dead already. What a mess. After school. Ricky, we have practice today. We do? What, did you forget about it? I got something else to do. I don't think you're really paying attention to us these days. I feel so lonely. Sorry, I can't tell you about it right now, but I need to have it done as soon as I can. So I can't join you guys today. When I said so, thunk. Rin hit me. That hurts. Hurry up and go already, you stupid head. With that, she rushed away. I guess she wants you to finish what you have to do quickly and come back. Kyosuke appeared out of nowhere. Nobody's forcing you to join us for practice. You do what you gotta do. Okay. I wasn't sure things would go so smoothly though. Left the school and headed to the nursing home. When I told a woman at the counter that I was here to see Kojiro-san, she dealt with me genially. That it was very rare for young people to like me to come here. I'm sure he'll be pleased. I hope so. I rather doubted it, because he was kind of an unusual person himself. Here we go. I explained to her that I knew where his room was and started there. The door of his room was closed like before, and it had a somehow intimidating air about it. Knocked on the door. Knock knock. No reply. Kojiro-san? I opened the door. And... Yep. What? I took a step back. Oh, it's just you, kid. Do you always intimidate people when they try to enter your room? Huh? Rude people who don't even ask me for permission before they enter deserve it. I did call your name. Too quietly to be caught. Start over from the beginning. Why? I tell you to do it, just do it. Kids are supposed to greet in an energetic voice. The more lively, the better. I really don't want to. Okay, I'll try. I returned to the hallway. Howdy, Ricky Noa here. Kojiro-san, I came to see ya. I yelled it out in a loud voice. The gazes of the people around felt like needles on my skin. Good, come in. Understood. I got into the room. And... Okay, you can do it if you try, kid. I'm very grateful for your words. Enough, you entertained me enough. You made me do this just for entertainment? Forgive an old man who has little time left. Imagine an old man like you will live for another 80 years. Who's an old man? You just called yourself an old man, didn't you? Huh? Kids sure say the darndest things. I give up. But I'm surprised you remember me. How could I not? He guffawed again. I'm also surprised that your room got so messy so fast. This way is more comfortable to me. We spoke while I was cleaning the room. But what if trash takes over even your sleeping space? You should have your room cleaned. Interesting. You sound just like my wife. You mean Komari-san? Recall that she said his wife used to have the same name as the girl. That was ages ago. The older you get, the more you talk unnecessarily. That's not good. He murmured as though as he turned his back to me. As I expected, he must be lonely. Kojiro-san. What? Why do you keep Komari-san away from you? I told you, I don't like kids and women, and she resembles my wife too much. I knew it. She is related to you after all. He fell silent. There aren't that many people out there whose last name's Kamakita. Last name is the family name. What is it to you? I want you to tell me about her brother. Silence again. Did something happen to her? Not really, but she told me and she keeps showing up in her dreams over and over again, and she wants to meet him. I know it's rude to ask you like this, but finding him would be the only thing I can do for her. He drew in a breath. Kid, how much do you know? Hello? Hey, Among Us. Whoever, what's up? How you doing? Sorry if I was late seeing your message. It's good to see you, though. However, it seemed a hospital might have something to do with him. And if so, he may already. I see. He closed his eyes and stiffened. This is that hospital. No problem at all? Alright. How have you been today? This is that hospital. What? Kid? Yes? If you are doing this out of kindness, then don't get involved any further. I'm afraid the truth is just as you imagine. I'd like you to not tell her about it. What was I imagining? I promise I won't. Why hasn't she remembered it? Kid, I told you, stop getting involved. Sorry. Well, there you have it. Sorry to have wasted your time. No, I'm sorry. You done cleaning? Yes. I answered your questions now in return for your work. Thank you. I bowed my head to him. Come visit me again, kid. I will. Next time I will come with more fun topics. Yet again I bowed my head and left the room. You always miss the Saturdays. I know. It's actually okay that you missed last Saturday, because I didn't even stream Saturday morning. So, you're good in that sense there. Looking at the bedsheet hanging outside, I reminded myself of Kojiro-san's words. So Komari-san's brother, Takuya Kamakita, was already dead after all. Telling her the truth would just make her sad. That would literally mean destroying her dreams, so it would be better for her to let Takuya-san remain as a character of her dreams. But how come she didn't know he was dead? How come nobody's let her know about it? They thought she would be too grieved. No, that can't be the reason. I was pretty sure Kojiro-san knew the reason, although I suppose I shouldn't try to pry anything more from him. Either way, I should keep this to myself. What, worried about something again? Well, I guess it's alright now. I don't really get it, but you're finished? Yeah. Then let's go grab some grub. Sure. There was no problem so long as I was the only one being troubled by this. That's what I told myself. Riki-kun! Give me a second. Okay. The name of the usually powerful voice. Yes? Well, do you have any plans for this Saturday? For reasons unknown, she seemed tense as a flagpole. Well, no I don't. Then... She never bored me, this one. You know... Yeah? What? When you go out, don't forget! Don't forget what? No, that's not what I wanted to say! She bent down, cradling her head in her arms. It was genuinely fun watching her act. Maybe you'll come next Saturday to play Among Us. I should be live then. I should actually be alive then and live then. But, yes. Hopefully you can make it. Alright, you should calm down. She meaninglessly pointed at me. No, you should calm down, Komari-san. Well, it's that you and I go. Go where? A date. You go with me. What? It's so embarrassing after all. Sigh. I could understand how she was feeling, but I felt that being that bashful was more embarrassing in itself than asking somebody out. Well, that was very Komari-san, though. Sure, why not? Where will we go? Ow. How can you stay calm like that, Riki-kun? On all accounts, you are being way too nervous. But, it's a date. Just saying the word makes me super embarrassed. In fact, I could do nothing but calm down when I was with somebody else, feeling that embarrassed. Okay, I'm fine. She took a deep breath and composed herself. Good, so where are we going? Well, a lake. A lake? Yep, a lake. What lake? It's kind of far. We need to take the train. Okay. What is there? Probably my memories. Yo, memories? On Saturday, the plan was to meet up at the school gates and then head out to the station together. I'm leaving. Where are you going now? Well, just out to have fun, I guess. It was kind of embarrassing saying I was going on a date. Fun? What about me? Sorry, can't take you. Why don't you go do some weight training like always? It's not like I always do that. Look, those dumbbells seem amazingly heavy. Why don't you try them? Something like that won't. I guided his hands to the dumbbells. I'm not doing it. Then I made him lift and lower them. Come on, shake them. Gosh, this is getting fun. Thank God he was a muscle idiot. Alright, I'm doing another set of weights. You have a nice day too, Ricky. Then I'll be off. Telling him not to forget to lock up, I left the room. He forgot to lock up. I seem to be 5 minutes ahead of the appointed time. I checked the time with my cell as I walked up to the school gate. Unlike last time, Komari-san had already arrived. Did I keep you waiting? No, I just got here. Hehehe, I always wanted to say that once. It's a basic rule for meetups. Uh-huh. Was that the sole reason she had come here before me? Looking at her outfit too, she seemed to have put a great effort into preparing for this date. Fue? I was just looking at your clothes. Do I look weird? Not at all. You look great in that. Glad to hear that. I got dressed up as nice as I could. She looked vaguely like a doll in that frilly dress. It really suited her. Compared to what I was wearing, however, her clothes were way too flashy. Now let's go! Okay. You grabbed my hand. I was feeling a little awkward now. She's like a gothic outfit. We walked down to the station. It's good today. Is also sunny. Yeah. A perfect day for a date. Figures. Just take it easy. You should act like you always do. You're right. But it's a date. I've never done this before. Me neither. Haven't you gone somewhere with Rin-chan? I don't really think those times count as dates. Well, going out with Rin meant going out with Kyosuke, Masato, and Kengo too. Of course I've gone out with Rin alone too, but I wouldn't really call it a date. I mean, in a past life it was, but that's a different story. Still, at least you have experience in it. So please take the lead and well and proper, okay? Well, that was what was going to happen even without her asking me. We arrived at the station, bought tickets, and got on the platform. We had to wait for the train to arrive. Want some cookies? I made them. It's a little inappropriate to eat in places like this. However, there's no one here but us, so it's okay. Like she said, we were the only ones here on the platform. Yeah, I'll have some. Apparently, snacks always accompanied her wherever she went. Eating something sweet will make you feel a little more energetic. Do I look ill? Just a bit. I don't really feel ill. Are you sure? You don't have to worry. I see. Alright. She grinned. The reason why I was feeling down must have been because I kept thinking about her older brother. I had learned that the brother Komari-san wanted to meet was already dead. Stinks, man. Looks like not so many people use the train at this hour on holidays, and there was yet again nobody but us in the cabin. We two were sitting next to each other, while we were having a leisurely conversation. Huh? Something I saw through the window caught my attention. That's odd. The view flew past in an instant, but it felt like I just saw the exact same scenery I'd seen a minute ago. What's wrong? Well, I felt like I was seeing the same view over and over again when I looked out. Reminded me of the racing game's background images that repeated themselves in a loop. I think I know what it is. Deca-poo? No, I don't think so. I think it's called deja vu. Deja vu. That's probably what happened to you. I recalled what Kyosuke had told me before. When he visited somewhere he'd never been, he sometimes ran into the same scenery he had seen a long time ago someplace else. Did I just experience that? Well, it might not be as unusual thing to occur. Might only have been that I saw familiar-looking scenery and confused it. I set aside that weird experience. That was weird. We got off at the right station and proceeded to the bus stop. However, reading the timetable, we discovered that we'd have to wait a while for the next bus. Bad timing, apparently. Let's go by foot, then. Is the lake nearby? It's 2 stops away, and so there's a bit of distance. Well, we can walk that far. Let's go! Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah! Say, Komari-san. Yeah? Can you tell me about your memories? Finding them was supposed to be the reason why we came here. The lake held Komari-san's memories. I used to live around here. Really? I don't remember it all that well, but I do remember the lake. I think it might remind me of what I've forgotten. She was trying desperately to remember her older brother. I gazed up. There was a tall white building between the mountains. Looked like a hospital. I wonder, could that be the hospital where her brother passed away? Probably not, because Kojiro-san implied that her brother used to be held at the facility Kojiro-san was now staying at. Then, is that place? Riki-kun, what's wrong? No, nothing. You really don't look so well. Nothing like that. Can I have a snack? Sure, I've got a lot of them. She handed me a box of Pocky. Oh, I love Pocky. Should I tell her the truth? Here, let me save. I'm gonna save on this one just in case the other ones were wrong. No, I better not dwell on that now. It's probably the reason I looked down, took a piece of Pocky into my mouth and broke it between my teeth. Rolled the piece around in my mouth until the chocolate melted. Komari-san, are you sure this is the right way? I think we are all right, but you said you don't remember well. But I've come here a couple of times before. I didn't try at all to remember anything at those times, though. I see. And that's not the only reason we are here. It's a beautiful lake, but I thought it'd be awesome to see it with you, Riki-kun. She smiled broadly. As her thoughtful mark, I cheerfully cheered up a little despite myself. Yeah, I like you best when you smile. Happiest thing would be if you could always have a smile on your face. Right, I agree. Once again, I returned her smile. Entered a smaller, secluded forest path. After a 5-minute walk, the surroundings gradually began to clear up. Are we there? Yeah, apparently. As we left the forest path behind, I raised my eyes to the sky. The light was so bright it blinded my eyes. Great weather. I believe I had the same thought in the morning. But this time I could really feel it was my whole being. If this is what Komari-san called seeing things better, I have to thank her. Riki-kun, look, there's a boat rental shop over there. She shouted from a short distance ahead of me. Let's get on one, why don't we? Sure! We were sitting in the boat facing each other. Hun, hun, hun! She was humming happily and tapping her fingers to the rhythm. Looking at her made me break into a smile as well. Just watching her doing that was enough to put me in a merry mood as well. Looks like we have the whole lake to ourselves. That's right. I couldn't see any other people around but us. Why not? This place is certainly beautiful enough to visit. Is it a great hidden spot only a few people know about? Anyways, it's naturally way better than it is being crowded in here. I gazed at the lake again. The surface of the blue lake was a mirror of the sky. Wind gently rippled into the surface, and the water reflected the bright shine of the sun in a shining sparkle. Beautiful, I murmured. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Hope you like this place, Riki-kun. Certainly. Great to hear that. As I thought, you do understand me. She spoke bashfully. I rowed the boat toward the center of the lake. This is pretty tiring. Let's take a break, shall we? Yeah. I took my hands off of the oars and rotated my wrists. As I looked at Komari-san, who was staring intently at the water's surface. Komari-san? Fue, what's up? What are you looking at? There are fishy swimming. Really, let me see. I also peered into the water. There were shadows moving deep under the surface. I found them. Oh wow, there are a lot of them. Lots of them. She seemed completely fascinated by them. They sold fish at the boat rental shop. Wish we bought some. I really like watching fishies and such. Yes, I do. Oh wow. She quickly resumed staring at the fishies. Hey, why don't you give them a snack? No, you have to keep the water clean. Ah, true. I regretted my suggestion. Once the lake gets dirty, you can't see what's in there. Not clear enough to see it to the very bottom even now, but still, if the water were cleaner, the lake would look even more beautiful. Yeah! May your eyes be able to see things better, even if just a little. The same line she had said before. No, it'd be pointless if only my eyes grew better. I want to share what I see with you. Ah! You're right. I hope my eyes also grow better. I cast another glance at the water's glittering surface. There was a sad tint in her eyes. I suspected it was because they were trying to see that what she had forgotten. Even though her eyes are much better than mine, what she was attempting to see was not so easy to see. Rather, I didn't think it could be seen. Let me ask you something. Fue? You want to remember your older brother, don't you? Yes, if I can. But what if you found out by remembering him that you can't see him anymore? Wouldn't that be meaningless? I don't think so. The one I really want to meet is who I used to be. Losing something is just sad. If I ever lose a worn-out eraser, I feel down all night long. That's why I look for what I have lost. I see. But I think I want to meet him after all. I'm not quite sure. What she had lost is probably never going to be found. I think she will cry if she finds that out. Just close your eyes and you won't see anything sad, Ricky. Seeking something you lost and finding out you can't ever get it back, there's nothing but pointless. So what I should do for her is to cover up the truth from her, that she wouldn't have to get depressed for no good reason. If you can't find him, I don't think you have to find him. Eh? It might be true that he only exists in your dreams. That's right, but finding out that he doesn't exist would make you much sadder. That's my opinion. So, can I be a substitute? A substitute for your brother? If dreaming of him makes you happy, I want to take his place to make you happy until you dream of him, and even after you dream of him. Am I asking for too much? I don't know, but... I'm so glad. What should I do? I really don't know, but I'm just so happy. Well, I did try my best to sound as cool as I could. Her reaction was just as always. Yeah, you did sound really cool. You sounded cool enough to make me think that'd be enough for me. She said it with a broad smile. I'm sure this is for the best. Say, Riki-kun. Yes? Can I sit next to you? Sure, why not? Hee. She got to her feet, and the boat swayed to the side. She instantly lost her balance. Moving quickly, I grabbed her hand, and I pulled her to myself. That gave me a scare. Trust me, I was more scared. Better be more careful, seriously. Somehow it feels like I keep giving you trouble. It's okay, I don't mind. Fue? I'm just doing what I want. Same goes for me, I guess. I think liking somebody is awesome. A shy smile lingered on her face during the rest of the date. Honestly, she was so bashful I didn't know what to do about it. Just seeing her smiling is such a good thing, though. At sunset, we were back in the dorm. Look, the sky is already all orange. We ran pretty late. It was fun, though. Yep, it really was. I'm glad. She suddenly fell quiet. Komari-san. I'm not sure what so surprised her. Let's go back. Yeah. See you later. Riki-kun. Yeah? I love you. I'll see you. She dashed away. This time it was I who was surprised. Sunday. I went to visit Kojiro-san to keep the promise we'd made. Kid, I need some booze. I don't have any. In the first place, you shouldn't drink alcohol here. I was cleaning out his room while he was making unreasonable demands. You're such a loyal kid. By the way, you didn't forget the verbal promise to visit me again. Didn't have anything to do today. It's okay. It seemed like I like doing this sort of thing. You better not waste your youth, kid. Will you secretly go get a bottle of sake for me? I get the feeling you are the one trying to make me waste my youth. Kid shouldn't sweat every little detail. Was being as outrageously eccentric as ever, but he somehow looked happy too. I realized I like seeing others with a happy look. Must be thanks to Komari-san's influence. You don't drink? No chance, even if you ordered me to. In my generation, people used to drink themselves to oblivion, topple down after their coming-of-age ceremony. The marks in a person of child to adult is abandoned, still celebrated in the occupations. Okay? Coming-of-age ceremony. Just how old are you? Over 70. Let's leave it at that. There sure was little to eat in the whole country when I was a child. Eh? You don't need to know. That was a long time ago. His voice was unexpectedly serious. Is that something I shouldn't ask about? That's enough, kid. Alright. I stopped cleaning. Well, I want to do something for you in return. Is there something you want? Eh? No, you don't have to. It's not like I'm doing this for a reward or anything. You half-wit apps, I absolutely insist! You gotta stop being so selfish, old man. Who's an old man? You should realize your age. I'm already well aware of it. I'll just think about it. I don't need anything in return, though. I hadn't expected the offer. I'll come by again. Yeah, only if you feel like it, though. Of course, if I feel like it. Wahaha, good. I bowed to the old man who was laughing out loud and opened the door to leave the room. Then I heard somebody casually singing out in the hallway. This voice must be... What's up, kid? Sounds like Komari-san's here. I see. Hurry up and go. Okay. I seized the doorknob. I was sure they both wanted to meet each other. I didn't want to find out why he rejected her, but it was a hard subject to poke into. You are doing this out of kindness, then don't get involved any further. I recalled what he had told me. For some reason, I wasn't able to decide to give up so easily. Thank you very much! Her recitation seemed to have come to an end. She was walking up to each member of the audience to thank them in person. She really looked like an idol. The situation caused me to hesitate to speak up to her. I decided to wait until she was finished. Ah, Riki-kun! She ran up to me. So you came here too, Komari-san? I'm really surprised to find you here. I had something to do here. While we were having the conversation, Komari-chan, I'd like you to have this. An elderly woman handed a paper bag to Komari-san. Well, thank you. The woman smiled broadly, seeing Komari-san's happy expression. Good for you, Komari-san. Yeah, share it with him. Eh? I have known Komari-chan since this place was still a hospital. I'm glad to see her with a boy. This used to be a hospital? Yes, I've been working here since before the hospital relocated. I don't remember well. You were very little back then. I thought that solved one mystery. Huh. We got a lot of snacks again. We were on our way back to the school, Komari-san holding one paper bag and me too. I noticed how happy everybody looked when they handed us these. Yeah, you feel glad to see people pleased when you give them gifts, don't you? That's why I need to put lots of effort into making them happy. It was your spiral of happiness theory. I see. Giving a gift also makes you happy. I came to feel that it could be ill manners to continuously refuse someone's offer. I should decide on something to ask of the old man later. Wait, that's a bit different, isn't it? I pondered. Riki-kun? Komari-san was peering into my face. It's no big deal. Somebody I know asked me what I wanted in return for what I had done for him, but I can't come up with anything. That's a tough one. I started to ponder too. What would be best in my opinion is to think of something that would make both of you happy. Both? Yep. Both you and him. I see. It sounds rather difficult. While I'm trying to figure it out, notice Komari-san's shoulder touching my upper arm. Sorry, am I sticking too close? Eh? I mean, your shoulder. Wah! She quickly detached herself, immediately followed by a dull thud. It hurts so much! Looks like she hit the back of her head on a telephone pole. I'm sorry, are you okay? Yeah, I think I'm okay. It hurts so much, though. That's not okay at all. I'm sorry, I didn't imagine that would happen. It's not your fault. She rubbed the back of her head as she replied. I was just so embarrassed. My shoulder was leaning on yours on its own. Did it annoy you? Not at all. If you're all right with it, just go ahead. Won't be any bother. Then I will. Her shoulder attached to mine tightly again. Looked like the two of us had become closer than ever. That's nice. Morning. I was facing the window of our room. Cloudy today, huh? Hope it won't rain. They say today's chance of rain is 20%. Don't have to worry about that then. Guess not. Although it had been sunny for the past few days, we should already be into the rainy season. Wonder if there will be many rainy days ahead. If so, I can't have lunch with Komari-san on the roof. I could imagine how disappointing she would be. Why did it have to rain? Wish sunny days would last. Sunny days. During class, I glanced out the window. Clouds were drawing thicker, and the school ground was darkening. 20%, because it wasn't 0. Lunchtime. I bought my food at the school store and headed up to the roof. The stairway was dim. I was reminded on the day when Komari-san and I had gone to watch the shooting stars on the roof. Oh, Riki-kun! Apparently she had been waiting for me by the window. Is it raining? Yeah, it's only sprinkling as of now, though. I looked out the window. The glass had a couple drops of water on its surface. Oh, rats. Some 20%. I blamed the newspaper weather report in my mind, frowning at the increasing water drops on the window's surface. Well, of course I knew they weren't responsible for this. You've got a problem, but the rain is not so heavy yet. Let's get outside, shall we? Well, if you're fine with that. Okay, let's! As she lifted her foot onto the chair, the sky flashed. Oh! And we heard the boom of thunder. Oh, ah! Now we even got lightning. What are we gonna do? Thunder's scary. Well, yeah. That reaction was just like her. Yet again, the sky flashed. Boom! Yeah! Oh, she jumped off the chair as if getting flicked away. I can't go out! Yeah, I get it. Now the rain was really starting to pour down. We have to give up this place. Let's get back to the classroom. Okay. That said, we ended up having lunch in the classroom. After school. It seemed to have stopped raining. Well, I guess it's time for practice. Yeah, that's true. Though I looked around for the other members, they seemed to have already left the classroom. Let's go. Yeah! The two of us went out. Riki, Komari. Somebody called out to us from behind in the hall. Oh, Kyosuke. Kyosuke-san, good afternoon. I was just about to call you, Riki. About what? You haven't read my text yet? Check my cell. I had one message. Sorry, I totally didn't notice. Where? The grounds aren't available due to the heavy rain. No practice today. Really? You didn't know either, Komari? My cell phone was turned off. Well, I'm sorry. Well, it's no big deal. Well, that's what I needed to tell you guys. So what are we gonna do? Why don't you guys go have fun somewhere together? The two of us alone? You mean a date? Anything wrong with that? Ah! She blushed beet red again. Well, do whatever you guys want. Okay. Kyosuke walked away. Let's go somewhere. Shall we? You don't have to be that tense. Yeah, that's right. And since we didn't eat any snacks at lunchtime, let's go have some cake. Let's go have cake somewhere. Okay, let's do that. On the way to the pastry shop near the station. Oh, a water drop fell onto my nose. After a short while, it began raining. Rain again. Let's hurry up. Yeah, we made a run for it. They brought umbrellas, right? This isn't good. We're in trouble. We took shelter under an awning, so I had a long way left to the shop. All we heard was the steady sound of the rain falling rain. This is seriously way too much for 20%. I complained in my mind yet again. What's up? I thought I heard something. Sounded like the cry of an animal. I didn't hear anything. Guess it must have been my imagination. I strained my ears but could only hear the rain. Hope it won't thunder again. Really hate it, huh? I hate things that are scary or spicy. She didn't like hot things either. Aileen learned a little more about her again. Oh man, that's gonna make the next scene very sad. I know it's coming up. Oh, that's tragic. About 10 minutes later, no sign of it stopping. The rain kept falling without abating. I really dislike rain, because people and rice crackers get wet. She let out a sigh, but just waiting like this won't get us anywhere. What should we do? You stay here. I'll go get umbrellas at the convenience store, but I'm not quite sure if there is one around here. When I start moving, oh, happened to cast my eyes into a gutter by the road. Fue, what's up? Nothing. I tried to keep running. However, I couldn't forget about the drain I saw. Went back and checked it out. The water was running fast, and a kitten was caught in there. It didn't move at all. I suspected it was a stuffed animal at first. Reached down and picked it up. It was cold and dead. Probably what I heard earlier might have been this kitten's last feeble cry. Oh, that's sad. It It was still alive just 10 minutes ago. If I had noticed the kitten at that point, could I have saved its life? Is that a kitty? Yeah. It doesn't move. No. Why not? Because I realized something was wrong with her. Komari-san? I touched the paw of the kitty. I took it in her hand. In that instant, her arms weakly fell down. Pulled by her, the kitten's dead body dropped onto the concrete. She bit down as though losing the power to stand. And then... I'd better not make the noises here. Yep. She burst into tears as though the floodgates had opened. Right in front of the dead kitten's body. She was only crying out, Komari-san, what's wrong with you? She was crying her eyes out, shaking and sobbing uncontrollably. What's going on with you? I just don't understand. I supported her shoulders. She was shaking terribly. No! I don't accept it! Komari-san. She intermittently sobbed out the words between hiccups. I had no idea what to do. Water drops rolled down my hair. There was nothing I could do, and I just stood there. Let's get back home. Komari-san, can you stand? She just kept crying as though my words didn't reach her. What on earth made her like this? I couldn't fathom it. A few minutes later, when we both were soaked to the skin, she lifted her face up. Komari-san, let's go home. I held out my hand toward her. She was just staring at it. We'll catch a cold. I took her by the hand. I helped her to stand up with one hand, carrying the kitten in the other. Let's go. I grabbed her hand again. She still wouldn't say a word. This had happened all of a sudden. In the blink of an eye, she broke down. The rain wouldn't stop. It just kept falling. We passed through the gates and entered the school grounds. Komari-san, you okay now? With vacant, unfocused eyes, she gazed up at me. No, it didn't feel like her eyes saw anything. Male students aren't allowed in the girls' dorm. There was no other way. Let's go to my room. Komari-san still wouldn't show any reaction. We made our way to my room, leaving wet footsteps on the hallway floor with our soaked socks. Komari-san wouldn't let go of my hand. She wouldn't walk on her own either. All she did right now was just follow me along when I pulled her by the hand. She looked like a dead, soulless body. Oh, you're back, Ricky. What? You're totally drenched. Masato was there to welcome me when I came into the room. Is that a cat? I took a look at the kitten I was holding. Yeah. Hey, Komari-san, come on in. I addressed the girl who was standing frozen in the hall. Huh? Komari? She didn't react to him either. Hey, what's going on? I don't know either. Anyways, you better take a shower, Komari-san, else you'll really catch a cold. Komari-san? She weakly nodded. I took her to the shower room and returned to our room again. Oh, Masato wasn't there. Said there was a note on the table. I'm going to bury the kitty. You take care of her. Looked like he made a spelling error because there were eraser marks on the paper. I must thank him afterward. I took off the wet school uniform and hung it up. I wiped my hair roughly with a towel. Why? What made her burst into tears? Because she saw the dead kitten? I just don't get it. What was I supposed to do at that time? If I had found the cat earlier, could I have saved its life? And would she not have turned out like that? But I knew it was impossible. You'll learn what you've lost after you've lost it. Why couldn't I have seen it earlier? I lay down on my bed. This was not supposed to be happening. I couldn't do anything. I just couldn't do anything. For the time being, I changed into my usual clothes. Maybe I can prepare something for her to eat. We weren't able to get any cake after all. I checked out what the cupboard and fridge were holding. I decided to make French toast and tea. Actually, she would probably prefer cocoa. Remembered her mentioning that before. I set a frying pan onto the portable stove and began cooking. I put one more spoonful of sugar on them as usual. I heard the door open while cooking the French toast. Komari-san seemed to have come back from the shower room. Hope the water heating machine worked. She didn't answer. No chairs here, so she sat down on the bed. I wondered if her calm has been restored and turned my eyes on her. She was only wearing a shirt. Komari-san, where's your school uniform? Must not have wanted to put it on again because it was so wet. Sorry, I forgot to give you something to change into. The shirt in which she was now looked like one I had hung to dry. It was a little too long in her arms for her. Well, that's no big deal. It's not like I had any clothes for a girl to wear in the first place. Wait, did she come back here only a bath towel? Thank gosh she didn't run across anyone. Wait just a minute. I'm making French toast for you right now. I put a lot of sugar on it. I think it must be sweet and delicious. She still wouldn't react to me, and I was looking down with a grief-stricken look. Her eyes seemed like those of a dead fish. Looking at her was becoming unbearable. A cat just happened to die. She had nothing to do with it. It was just a stray cat. I don't deny that I got depressed when I found it out there. I regretted that I hadn't been able to do anything even though I was so close to that small dying animal. But the abrupt change to Komari-san was still obviously way too much. I think I'm done. I placed the toast onto a plate and served it to her. She wouldn't move off the bed. Masato doesn't like his French toast very sweet, but you do, don't you, Komari-san? Oh, almost forgot, I have maple syrup. Makes tea even more tasty, too. I took a bottle of syrup out of the fridge and set it in front of her. She was simply staring at it with no change in her facial expression. I prepared tea. She grabbed the bottle, opened the cup, and tilted it above the plate. I think that's a little too much. There was a puddle of syrup drooling on the bottom of the plate. Let me get some of it. I stabbed the fork into my piece of the toast soaked in syrup and put it in my mouth. It's really sweet. Tasty, though. She saw me eat the toast and followed my example. Yummy, no? She nodded, chewing. The look on her face didn't change, though. I was reminded of the joyous look taking over her face whenever she ate something sweet. Where was that Komari-san? Where was that happy smile, radiant as the sun? Cold, she murmured. Well, what should I do? Okay, use my bed. You'll get warm under the blankets. She nodded and crawled into the bed. Riki-kun. She opened her mouth to speak to me. Yes? Her voice was now clear. I felt as if she had been in an eternity since I last heard her voice. I remember all of it. All of what I lost. Eh? What she had lost. I was certain that she was talking about her older brother, Takuya Kamakita. She quietly began telling me stories about her happy childhood, about her beloved brother. He was 8 years older than her. Apparently, she was always with him and he adored her in return. I could easily imagine them in my mind from the many aspects of her recollections. When she was 4 years old, Takuya-san vomited blood right in front of her. Oni-chan! Oni-chan! I'm okay. Don't you worry, he said to the small panicked girl. Even though she had been suffering severely from the sickness, he worried more about his little sister than himself. That was the kind of person he was, she told me. I thought that aspect of his personality must have influenced her strongly. Even after all this time, his presence still dwelt large in her life. Takuya-san was hospitalized. The first hospital was a small one, and he went through tests one day after another. Komari-san and their mother visited him every day after kindergarten. A while later, he was moved to a bigger hospital in another town. Their mother came by less often, while Komari-san kept visiting him. That was testimony to how much she loved him. Takuya-san's condition was not so bad at first. Komari-san liked staying on the roof, so he often took her up there. On the roof of the hospital, countless white bed sheets were hung to sway in the wind. They go flutter, flutter! Yeah, they do. The siblings usually played hide-and-seek tag up there. Found you, Komari. Wah! You just found me, not caught me yet. Hey, wait, Komari. Although what they were doing might look silly to others, it must have been the height of fun for the two of them. By the way, the roof was a forbidden area, so they were admonished whenever they were found. They were as close as two siblings can be. Komari-san turned 5 years old. Around then, Takuya-san became less able to walk around, and he would read books to her instead of visiting the roof. Oni-chan, read this one! Alright, well, The Little Match Girl. The last evening of the year, in this cold and darkness, there went along the street a poor little girl. The end. Oni-chan! Yeah? What are shooting stars? Well, you know there are stars in the sky. They sometimes pass across the sky. I've seen them before, and they were really beautiful. But do girls die because of them? What does it mean to die? Komari isn't going to see a grandma because she doesn't have any, right? If you and I see shooting stars, will mean Oni-chan died too? Listen, Komari. Dying means disappearing. Will we disappear? Yes. No! I don't want to disappear! Not understanding what he had told her, she only started crying. Since then, he never chose any books that reminded her of death or sadness. Instead, he created his own original stories by himself and read them to her. Komari-san really loved and enjoyed those. Story! Okay, today I'll tell you the story of a penguin. Yeah! In a certain place. The penguin is awesome! Right, this penguin is really awesome. Komari too. Even if you face something scary or hard, you must give it your best shot to overcome it. And then everybody around you will say you're awesome. Yep, I'll do my best! Komari-san entered elementary school. At that time, Takuya-san made a picture book for her, and she always took it to school with her and read it over and over again. I gathered that he had only been able to write that one because his condition had been getting worse, and that must have been why Komari-san had treasured the book. It was the story about a penguin who traveled to the country of stars. One rainy day, Komari-san came in tears to see Takuya-san. She was holding the picture book dirty and soaked. She had fallen down on the way to the hospital. Don't cry, Komari. I'll make another one for you. Must have said that with no regard for how sick he was. It took him 3 months to create a new picture book. It was a story about hens, chicks, and eggs. She loved it very much and took it everywhere she went in place of the previous book. March. Takuya-san graduated from junior high school. The ceremony was held just for him in his bedroom. Here, Oni-chan! Komari-san handed him his diploma. Yeah, thanks, Komari. Oni-chan, are you crying? Are you sad? Did Komari do something bad? No, I'm happy. But you're supposed to cry when you graduate. Huh? You'll see what I mean someday, too. After that day, he needed more sleep than ever, and was usually asleep even when Komari-san came to visit him. Oni-chan! Oni-chan! He didn't respond. Hehehe. He snuck up into his bed and curled up next to him. It was warm. When he awoke, he put his hand on her cheek. And then she woke up too. His hand was also warm. It was in spring 8 years ago. Takuya-san took a sudden turn for the worse. Since then, Komari-san wasn't allowed to see him. The beginning of summer, Takuya-san wasn't back in his bedroom. Komari-san was really glad about that. Komari, let's go up to the roof. One night before he told her that. Not fluttering. No, that's okay. We came here to see shooting stars. I don't wanna. Why not? Shooting stars will make me sad. Not at all. They won't make you sad. If we see them, Oni-chan might disappear. I don't want that. I won't disappear. I don't have a grandma to go see either. The one I want to see the most is right here. It's you, Komari. He pulled his shoulder to his. Oni-chan. Yeah. I love you. Yeah. His hand softly touched her cheek. It was warm. Oh, it's really beautiful. Yeah, told you. They don't make you sad. He coughed. Oni-chan. I'm fine, don't worry. Listen, Komari. Fue? Maybe I won't be in front of you when you wake up next. That's a lie. You said you wouldn't disappear. But I'll still be there. You'll disappear but stay with me? Right. This is Komari's dream. A dream, it's not real. That's why I'm not really here either. If it's inside a dream, she might be able to see me again. If she did, would it end her sadness? I don't really understand. It's okay. All of this is a dream, so you can forget it when you wake up. You don't have to get sad. That was the phrase that turned the switch in Komari-san. The two of them went back to his bedroom and slept together. Takuya-san coughed, and blood came out. The blood covered Komari-san's face. It was scary, but it was a dream. She could forget a nightmare when she woke up, but it felt warm. A hand on her cheek. That was also warm. It was warm, the dream of her beloved brother. He was a dream. Therefore, wouldn't it be sad even if he disappeared? Oh dear. Next morning, he was cold. Her brother disappeared. But it was not sad because it was a dream. The story ended. Komari-san still believes those words of his. That's why she can't tell whether or not he existed in the real world. Recall what she had said. She told me she didn't know if he was a dream or real. By turning the truth into uncertainty, she had been running away from the sadness of it. He understood why he had done it. He didn't want to make her suffer. And thanks to that, she had been able to smile happily until now. Oni-chan is gone, and I'm alone. He had gone away by himself. Why do people disappear? Everybody disappears. I don't like it. I can't see him because I'm here. Why am I here? Where did everybody go? And where am I? I don't know. That was all I could say in reply. Nobody gets saved. Little match girl, she just disappeared too. She didn't get saved at all. No one saved her. Komari-san. I could only call her name. When I most needed them, words failed me. Shooting stars. I didn't know about them. I just think of them as something beautiful. As a little girl, I found a beautiful flower on the road. I picked it up and took it home, but it soon withered away. And I regretted it so much. Didn't know flowers would die. There are so many things out there I don't even want to know. So I think we're better off just not seeing them. But we do see too many things. There probably was no answer to be found. Komari-san wrapped her arms around me. Riki-kun, you are warm. You are here. Yes, I am here. Yeah, you're so warm. She let me go, and she withdrew into the bed. It has your smell, Riki-kun, because that's my bed. I like the smell. I closed my eyes. A premonition of loss. Nothing lasts forever, and whenever anything disappeared, Komari-san grieved for it. Komari-san hid her face with the futon. You sleepy? Just a little. Then you can go to sleep. Okay. Riki-kun. What? I love you. Yeah. The word sounded terribly weak. I know her weakness now. Can I protect her? I can't turn back anymore. I told that strongly to myself. As she fell asleep, I opened up the window and sat on the sill. I remembered what she had told me. Something she didn't even want to know. Even I would have been happier without knowing anything. Only we could keep smiling. I let out a sigh. However, I had learned of it. Therefore, there was no escaping the knowledge. Before I went to sleep, I came to hear the movement of the second hand of the clock. I usually didn't pay any mind to it, but I sometimes picked up the sound for no reason in particular, and in this quiet room I could now hear the sound way louder than usual. Perhaps even that sound was breaking her mind down further and further. What I should do is... Oh, man. Well... Let's do the bad ending first. Pretend not to notice anything. I should pretend not to notice anything. If the world was flooded with things that you don't want to know, what we could do about it is look away from them. Turn our backs on them. Run away from them. I came to the conclusion that it was the only way to protect her. Am I really fine with that? Give me a second. If it will protect another. What else can I do? Probably there must have been other people who knew about what had happened to Komari-san, and they also tried to help her out. But not one of them could cure her. That meant her ability to see is too strong. She can't help seeing things she shouldn't have to. Can I really handle the responsibility to protecting her? No, I shouldn't tread the world responsibility this lightly. If I cannot take responsibility, then the only thing I can do is keep escaping. I started feeling with thoughts of juvenile obsession. However, I will be fine with running away as long as I can be with her. Because I love her, this is what I desire. Then there should be nothing to worry about, right? There shouldn't be no need to even hesitate or ponder like this, right? I'll be fine with it, right? When I came back into the room, Komari-san woke up. Oh, you woke up. I had a scary dream, so I couldn't sleep. A scary dream? I don't remember well. Okay. She was staring into the corner with vacant eyes. Komari-san? Eh? You don't have to force yourself to remember it. You don't need to burden yourself anymore. There's no problem. I'll be with you forever, so there's no problem. I sat beside her and embraced her. I love you, Komari-san. I will be with you wherever you go. Listen to me without saying anything. It's alright. Yes, I'm going to protect you for life. And then the two of us quietly kissed each other. I like her so much. Just want to be with her always. I don't mind whatever happens to us. I will stay with her all the way. The more I think about it, the more I love her. Komari-san? Now I can tell. This must be the feeling of loving somebody. Ah. The next day we skipped school. There was no one to blame us for it. There was no one to interrupt us. There were just the two of us here. The sky was clear. It was 11 a.m. and all was quiet. We were on the roof and the place Komari liked. This was the place just for the two of us. She was sleeping, leaning on my chest. Her exhaled breaths felt warm on my skin. I stroked Komari's soft hair. The wind felt comfortable and restful. All of a sudden, her body twisted. Did I wake you up? No, I've been awake all along. All right. It was so calm and quiet. Everything seemed far away, detached from us. I would have no qualms tearing down the roof fences or violating the school rules right now. Nothing could frighten me so long as I was with her. A gust of wind blew. Nothing will move anymore. I felt like this was when someone would change something for me. But that wouldn't happen. There was no somebody in this world, just the two of us. We were already completely cut off. I felt as though the breeze had blown something important away from me. Even so, I had no regrets about that because I was now with her. Say, Oni-chan? What? I had gotten used to her calling me Oni-chan now. To Komari, I had taken not only the role of her boyfriend, but her older brother. She glanced up at me. There are numbers. 1, 0, or 9. Yeah. What do you think would happen if you endlessly counted them? I'm not sure, but I think they wouldn't end, because numbers are unlimited. She giggled. Her laughter sounded very exhilarating. At the end, it winds up back to 0. It does? Because everyone definitely stops counting. I imagined endless 9s lining up in my head. Doing that gave me a similar feeling to thinking how long it was since the birth of the universe and how large it was. Where is the end of the universe? Where are the shooting stars headed to? We are here. We can't follow shooting stars to their destination. All we can do is just watch them through this chain link fence. The endless 9s I was imagining were somehow giving me a sick feeling. Ah! Now it's gone back to 0. When you forget about the beginning, you also reach an end. I heard the warning sound of a distant railroad crossing. It seemed as if the bells were telling me of the end of the world. Wonder what is waiting beyond the horizon. It was a world you could see but never reach. This was the story of such an inaccessible world. It was no longer true nor false. In fact, now there was more emptiness. In this nothingness, I knew someone had stopped counting the numbers. That is, the story has reached its ending. I'm sleepy. Yeah. Shall we get some sleep? I was with Komari until the very end. And that is the end of our story. Yay! We don't get a achievement for getting a bad ending. It's freaking lame. Let's try this again, maybe. Whee! Woo! Sad. Sad, 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 sad. Really sad. I'm gonna face reality head on. That's a better option, I think. You can stop the ticking of a clock's hand. However, just doing that won't save anybody. I have to do something. Komari-san had told me she loves me, so I need to take responsibility for her. And, if I make it, she'll probably smile again like before. Alright, I told myself as I nodded strongly. This was also something she had taught me. First of all, it's no good for her to be staying in this room, because I have my roommate Masato and we have school tomorrow. However, her school uniform was still soaked, and it would be its own bag of trouble if I were to take her to the girls' dorm. Guess I should ask some girl for help. Kurugaya-san was the first one who to come to mind. I made a call to her. What's up, Riki-kun? Well, Komari-san needs a change of clothes. Well, wait, I fail to comprehend. It suddenly started raining, and the both of us got soaked. I'm still not quite sure. Is there something wrong with her? Yes. Not physically, but mentally. Look like I shouldn't pry any further. Got it. I'll be right over. Thanks. Sure is reliable. When I came back into the room, Komari-san woke up. Can I check something, guys? I want to see how close I am to the end of this chapter. I want to decide if I want to keep going or not. Sorry, I know. But, you know. Give me a second. For those watching on YouTube, thinking like, I just want to watch it. Yeah, it's still a ways, so I'll probably end at the normal time like I was gonna say, at 2. Oh, you're up! I had a scary dream, so I couldn't sleep. A scary dream? I don't remember well. Okay. She was staring into the corner with vacant eyes. Komari-san? Eh? Sorry, it's nothing. I couldn't stand seeing her like this. Somebody knocked on the door. It's me. I'm coming. I got the door. Here are some garments. She handed me a paper bag. I live in the dorm, you know. I didn't bring many clothes from back home. I don't think they'll quite fit her, but it'll have to do for now. Thank you. And that was Komari-kun. She entered the room. She saw Komari-san clad in nothing but a white shirt. She turned her back to Komari-san and leaned to support herself on my shoulder, covering her nose and mouth with her hand. I know this must be a critically thrilling situation for you, but I want you to be serious. Well, sorry. Now, what are you going to do, Miss Kamikita? She didn't answer. Komari-kun? Komari-san was still emptily gazing at the corner of the room. Kurogaya-san faced me. Trauma, huh? You're not a man who would hurt her like this, are you, Riki-kun? Of course not. Yes, I do know. Kurogaya-san ushered me out of the room and helped Komari-san change. A few minutes later, she allowed me back in. Can you explain to me what exactly is going on? Well, sorry, right now I can't. Geez, looks like I'm being left out of the loop. Sorry, I'll tell you later. It's okay. If you want to tell me, then you'll do it. If you don't, I'm not going to pry. I'm merely an onlooker. All I do is to give a little helpful advice from the sidelines. But first and foremost, let's get back to our dorm, Komari-kun. No. I want to stay here. Komari-san, can you please do as she says? Okay, I'm leaving. Let's go then. Thanks for your help. Komari-san was peering at me. Komari-san? See you later, Oni-chan. I didn't know you were her brother. No, I'm not. I'm just... Anyways, let's get going. See you, Riki-kun. See you. The girls walked down the hall. It could be that Komari-san couldn't tell me from her brother. Uh-oh. Evening. A text message arrived from Masato. Yes, I'm staying in Kengo's room tonight. I actually wanted to be alone since I had a lot of things to think about. Perhaps Masato had realized that this was showing consideration in his own way. Thanks, I texted him back. Immediately, another one arrived. NP, it said. I'm feeling pretty grateful that he didn't ask any questions. I turned off the light and closed my eyes. And I began pondering, how did all this come about? I wonder if it's going to be alright. As I drifted to sleep, I hoped everything would be back to normal when I woke up again. Morning. Headed to the girls' dorm. I tried to call Komari-san, but she didn't answer, so I had to go and see how she was doing in person. I'm great! On the way to the dorm, I singled out a classmate from a group of girls going in the direction of the school. I told her I was worried about Komari-san because she was sick and asked her if she could go and see how she was doing. First, the girl had a quizzical look, but she readily accepted my request. She came back a while later. I told her you're waiting, and she said she'd show up. Oh, okay. Could she have recovered already? But it looked really like she had been crying. I gave her my thanks and decided to wait there. She came out the front door. She weakly walked up to me. Komari-san. Her eyes were red. Had she been crying all this time? Riki-kun. Out of nowhere, she hugged me. Hey, Komari-san. It's all right, right? You won't go anywhere, right? No. That was all I could say. Even in the classroom, she held still as if her spirit had left her body. She was staring at some obscure spot with lifeless eyes. She hadn't smiled since I met her this morning. I had a bad hunch. Might be just pointless worrying, but nevertheless, I couldn't help but be really concerned about her. I was hoping with all my heart that things wouldn't turn any worse. During a recess, I visited Kyosuke. Apparently, he quickly realized the seriousness of my business. He suggested we move to a landing where nobody else was found. About Komari, right? Yes, she's pretty down right now, and I have no clue what to do. Even you can't lift her spirits. I shook my head. I'm sorry, Ricky, but that's something you've got to deal with yourself. But I don't know any details, and even if you told me, I don't think that I could figure out what to do about it. This may be true, but... Ricky, yes, I believe Komari needs you, and you are the only one who can possibly cheer her up. Cheering her up, huh? I parted ways with him and returned to my classroom. Riki-kun! Eh? You said you wouldn't go anywhere! She was on the verge of crying, and then she held onto me and the tears flooded out. It's all right. I appeased her as I held her trembling shoulders. I'm not going anywhere. This was beyond mere depression. This was more than that. Oni-chan! Just what could I do? The next day, I woke up earlier than usual. To be precise, I woke up at dawn and wasn't able to fall back asleep. Komari-san arrives in the classroom every morning ahead of us. If she was her usual self, she should do that today as well. Somehow, I was eager to find out as soon as possible. Having finished my breakfast at the cafeteria, I started back. On the way to school, I found Komari-san. Komari-san! She turned to face me. Morning, Oni-chan. No, I'm Ricky. Riki-kun. Yes. It's so nice outside. It's so nice outside today, isn't it? She suddenly returned to her usual way of speaking. Eh? That confused me. Rain had already started falling from the murky sky. Did you get over that thing from before? Before? I don't remember. Eh? You say such strange things, Riki-kun. She giggled. She had forgotten. But... a smile didn't reach her eyes, which looked hollow, just like yesterday. Nevertheless, she was acting the same as always in the classroom. The recess after the second class. Let's head for the next class. Yeah, you sure seem fine. You guys sure are getting along well. Kingo spoke out in a teasing voice. Yes, Oni-chan and I are very close. Oni? Komari-san. I grabbed her hand and pulled her out of the room. Something's not right here. What's the matter? You know I'm not your brother. I'm Ricky Naoi. Then where's Oni-chan? Eh? Didn't you remember that he isn't alive? He is. She pointed at me. You are warm and I love you, Riki-kun. So you're my Oni-chan. She giggled. I stopped in mid-sentence. Komari-san must be trying to replace her deceased brother with me. I reject it. She may get broken yet again. No, she's actually broken already, right now. Why? Why is this happening? Lunchtime. As soon as the last morning class was over, Komari-san was gone right away. It was raining outside. Hope I'm wrong. I ran up to the stairs leading to the roof. On the chair by the window were a driver and several detached screws. Gosh darn it, Komari. I got on the roof. Komari-san! I shouted at her. Oni-chan? She was soaked. She was just standing there in the center of the roof with dark, hollow eyes. Why are you up here? Because I like this place. I noticed there was something down by her feet. It was the picture book, the one Takuya-san had given her as his last present. Komari-san! I picked it up. The front cover was so wet it was impossible to read what was written on it. I accidentally dropped it. Why? You can keep it if you want. Are you sure? This is important to you, isn't it? You love it, don't you? Yes, but it's all the same. You'll make me another one. Oh. She did her head as though having noticed something. The white ones aren't fluttering. It would be more fun if they were. Oni-chan, let's play tag again. She giggled as she said that. No. Stop laughing like that. Stop making your eyes like that. Your eyes should be able to see so many awesome things, shouldn't they? Awesome things? Yes. I don't need them. All I need is you, Oni-chan. I wanted to scream out. Now her eyes were completely closed off from the world. You taught me so many great things. I don't know. I have no idea. That aside, I want you to tell me a story. Look, this book has lots of stories in it. She showed me a notebook. That's a picture book you made yourself. I don't know about such things. I can't draw pictures like this. No, I won't accept this. I took her by the hand and left the roof. We're skipping the rest of the classes. Fue? You go back to your room and take a good rest. What are you saying, Oni-chan? I'm perfectly alright. You are. Your mind is not alright. On the way to the dorm section, we ran across Rin. Rin! I called out to her. She turned to face us with a cling of the bell. Hi, Rin-chan. Yeah. Can you tell the teacher we're leaving early? How come? You guys sick? It's weird, isn't it? Oni-chan insists I need a rest even though I'm this fine. Oni-chan? Anyway, we gotta go. Holding Komari-san by the hand, I began promptly walking away. See you, Rin-chan. Every word Komari-san spoke felt like a stab to my heart. Whew. Once we reached the girls' dorm, I asked the dorm mother to take Komari-san to her room. Thank you for your assistance. No problem. Komari-san, have a good rest, okay? Sure. You two look like brother and sister. I knew she meant it as a joke, but it still hurt me a little on the inside. After leaving the dorm behind, I dashed out of the school gate. I was going to see Kojiro-san. He was the only one I knew of who should know everything about Komari-san. Really wanted to turn the situation for the better. Kojiro-san! I pounded on the door. Kojiro-san, it's me, Ricky, I'm coming in. I entered the room. I entered before he could answer. He was staring out of the window. Didn't he notice me? Kojiro-san? He called his name yet again. A second later, it's just you, kid. You should be more quiet. You're all wet. Aren't you supposed to be at school? I need to ask about Komari-san. What? Can you please tell me what made her like that? Calm down, kid. You need your wits about you if you wish to know the truth. How can I calm down? I staggered back. Did you calm down? Yes. First of all, she'll return to normal in a few weeks. What? This isn't the first time? No. Anyway, first tell me the situation. I told him all I knew. What was the trigger? Eh? Did she witness blood or some sort of death? What do you mean? Those are her two triggers. I saw it in person. When I coughed up blood in front of her. Eh? Nothing to worry about. I already had the tumor removed years ago. But Komari saw my blood, and then burst into tears and broke down. It was something unbearable to watch. She started looking for her brother, completely out of it. The next day she forgot about the previous day, and mixed reality with the days she shared with him. And then she gradually even forgot about that. Other than that, the same thing happened when she saw a dead cat by the roadside, and when her fish died. She kept repeating this over and over? Yes. That must be why nobody had told Komari-san about her brother's death. No, even if somebody had told her, she would have definitely just forgotten about it. Flashback, I believe it was called. She feels anew the deep sorrow from her brother's death every time the trigger is set off. With the passing of time, the feelings only became stronger. No way! Death and blood. She's seen blood any number of times before, but that had probably become the trigger when she repeatedly imagined her brother and his death. That was probably because of the words that Takuya-san said in order to not make Komari-san sad. Even if she tries to run away, it keeps following her and will someday strike again. I can imagine that was what Takia-san had been hoping for. So, does she think you are her brother? Yes. I think with that, guys, I'm going to end it right here. Tomorrow, we will wrap up Komari story. Even I'm using, like, Komari-san now. Oh, man. I'll save here again. Alright, guys. We're finally getting into the serious stuff. So, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, because no one watched in stream, sadly. But take care. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.